Gabe Oropollo here, Director of Client Relations at Money Map Press. It's my job to make sure our readers are satisfied with the performance of our products. And today I'm coming to you with something unique that I want every one of our readers to see. It's a trading method that has been producing the most remarkable track record we've ever seen in our 14-year history. The results have been nothing short of phenomenal. Take a look. This is the unedited track record over the last 8.5 months. We're showing you the winners like HUA with 271% return in 1 day, or 109% return on RPD in 29 days, and even 410% return on Gilead in 1 day. And we're showing you the losing plays as well. Again, every single recommendation over the last 8.5 months. The bottom line is this has a 71.11% win rate. The average trade, that's winners and losers, is returning 47% gain in just 13 days. Think about it this way. For every $1,000 into these trades, we're talking an average profit of $470. Just imagine how quickly that kind of performance can help grow an account. Today, we're going to take a deep dive into the incredible performance. We'll walk you through the plays that made it possible, and we'll reveal the essential criteria used in selecting each pick. In just a few minutes, I'm going to bring out the man responsible for this incredible run. But before I do, I want to show you just a few of the messages we've received from the people who have been fortunate enough to take advantage of these plays. Jessica L. turned $710 into $3,295 in 1 day, adding more than $2,500 in profit to her account. Jake B says, I grew my account from $25,000 to $40,800 in 6 weeks of trading. That's an increase of more than 60% across his whole account in less than 2 months. Christy K says, in 1 month, I booked $10,000 in profit. I started with $3,690. Then there's Ben B, who turned $518 into $2,600 in 1 day with a 413% gain. Mike C says that he turned $6,889 into $15,489 in just 1 day. Congrats, Mike. Great trading. And there's just some of the stories we've heard from small group who have taken these opportunities on these plays. Now, let me bring on Andrew Keene. He's been part of the team here at Money Map Press for over 2.5 years. One of the big things that's really working for Andrew, which I love working with Andrew, is his 20 years of options trading experience. He cut his teeth as a market maker on the floor of the world's largest option exchange, the CBOE, and he quickly rose through the ranks to become the largest market maker for Apple, one of the world's largest stocks. His trades banked millions in profits during some of those most challenging market conditions we've ever seen. And he specializes in seeing the kind of market activity that's not readily visible to the average trader. Now, he's made it his mission to teach everyday investors how to spot these same opportunities and to trade the markets the way he does. With that, let me bring on Andrew. AK, how are you doing today?
What's up, Gabe? How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Can't complain.
So, over the last 8.5 months, I've shown a small group of my followers how to pocket 47% in every 13 days. Today, I'm going to show you the secret of how my followers achieved these incredible gains. We'll go over a full track record breakdown, case studies of some of my best trades, how I profited, where the money was going, and how to profit ahead of the crowd. And I'm going to give you a trade today that could potentially deliver 300% windfall in the next 3 months.
Wow, so we're going to be getting a trade right off the bat today. That's some great news to hear. Andrew, just kind of curious, what kind of people have you taught over the years?
I've taught everybody. A lot of people think that options are hard. They worry about the Greeks. My kind of trading style, you don't have to worry about that. All you have to worry about is the price you get in and the price that you get out. So I've taught people that have never traded options before, beginner 101, school teachers, policemen, firemen, anybody out there, I can teach how to trade options using this strategy.
And you really seem to have a passion for educating individuals, individual investors, that is, for learning options trading. Where do you get that passion for teaching from?
I think it's my father instilled education on me at a very young age. He basically told me, if you are good at something in this world, if you don't teach it to other people and pay it forward, then it will cease to exist. So that's my mission and my goal, to pay it forward. I made millions in my career trading options. I was lucky and fortunate enough to learn options the proper way. So I want to teach it to all of my followers.
Now, we've had a lot going on in the world here. A pandemic, developments on Capitol Hill, getting ready to open the economy. What makes your approach to investing work so well for you?
Yeah, it's crazy to think what we had. Over a year ago, we had a pandemic, and you would see companies like Live Nation that hasn't done any revenues in a year, and it was higher than it was a year ago. Companies like Disney that didn't open their parks, higher than it was for a year ago. And a lot of these companies had no revenues, but the stocks continued to move higher. And my strategy and philosophy doesn't worry about that. We don't have to worry about watching TV, reading news articles. All I'm doing is following in the smart money. And this is why news is irrelevant. So the pandemic, sure, it was a big deal, affected a lot of Americans. However, my strategy just focuses on following the smart money out there.
Now, before we go any further, ladies and gentlemen, I do want to read this disclaimer. Investment involves risk. As a general rule, you should only trade in financial products that you are familiar with, and you should understand the risks associated with them. You should always carefully consider your investment experience, financial situation, investment objective, risk tolerance level, and consult your independent financial advisor as to the suitability of your situation prior to making any investment. Now, Andrew, what were you really focusing on that was happening out in the economy that you were able to spot these?
Yeah, the big problem is, you go to the Wall Street Reddit boards, or you go to Reddit and you hear about someone making money, took GameStop from $5 to $480, or Bitcoin from $5,000 to $60,000, and you're like, oh, I wish I was that person. And you get a lot of false information, right? Mm-hmm. We can't change the past. Yeah, in hindsight, I would have liked to have been buying Bitcoin and GameStop too, but I can't. It's the past, okay? In the future, we never know where things are going to go. That's why we have to be present in the moment and getting these opportunities as they go on live.
So with us focusing on the future, what did we start to see here in August?
Yeah, so basically it's all about sector rotation, okay? So the way that the hedge funds basically operate, at the beginning of the month, they decide what sector they want to buy. They buy throughout the whole month, and at the end of the month, they sell it. Then they'll either shift to a different sector or stay in the same sector. So you can see here in August, we saw a lot of money moving into the tech sector. We talked about earlier, that's one signal in Hua, that's a Chinese streaming company, 271% profit in one day. Comcast, 80% profit in one day. And you can also see at the bottom, we include our losers because you know what? Winners and losers, 71% win rate, and winners and losers, 47% gain. But that's including the losers. So we had a couple losers here. Micron lost 69% and FEYE 100% loser. But cumulative, our win rate has been incredible.
I want to go over Hua real quick. 271% in one day. You're getting ready to give us a recommendation here shortly that's going to hopefully give us 300% in one day. But you would have made 271% in one day on Hua. Had you invested $1,000 into this, ladies and gentlemen, you'd be looking at $3,710 in return, $2,710 profit. What could you do with an extra $2,700 in your bank account that month? But let's move on to the next. This gets really more exciting. What did we see here in September? It looks a little bit similar to where we were in August.
Yeah, so basically in September, same thing. We saw a sector rotation, but they stayed in technology. And you look at KSS and you say, Kohl's, wait, that's brick and mortar retail, AK. That is not technology. Well, during the pandemic, they've shifted a lot of their business to online, which is technology based. So KSS, we had a signal, 100% profit in one day. DDOG, cybersecurity company, 75% profit in one day. So the sector rotation was on. They stayed in technology. We took advantage by following the smart money.
Now, I'm willing to bet we're going to see another sector rotational shift here. What did we start to see everybody move into in October in those hedge funds and big money?
So once again, the hedge funds will buy a certain sector at the beginning of the month. We follow them in, and then we just ride their coattails. So in October, SFIX, Stitch Fix, 48.36% profit in 3 days. Yeti, 36% profit in 15 days. But look at that one in Gilead, 410% in 1 day. So we saw the sector rotation. It was on. But this time it wasn't technology. They were shifting into the retail space.
And then we start to see a little bit of the same thing in November. I think we moved into consumer staples here. What sector would we get shifted into at this point in time?
So November, first couple days, we see where the sector rotation has happened. And we saw the sector rotation heating up in consumer staples. I'm sure you recognize some of these names. Starbucks, okay? You would say people aren't leaving their house. You know, if you read the news, people aren't leaving the house. I know in November we didn't have a vaccine yet. How am I going to make money to the long side in Starbucks? Well, we followed in the smart money, and we saw Starbucks 44% in 1 day. Shake, Shack, 34% in 22 days. Even Overstock, 56% in 7 days. So the consumer staples sector was heating up, and that's where we saw the sector rotation shift into.
Now, with everything going on in the world, it's really hard to spot these opportunities with the noise. How are you able to focus and really find these opportunities?
Yeah, to be completely honest, my strategy is so simple and it's so easy. You get in at one price, you get out at another price. And we don't read the news, we don't watch TV. Everything on there is talking heads. You know, they'll always make up some story to keep you away from the market. That's how my strategy goes for. I just get in one price, I get out at another price. And as you can see, by the win rate and the percentage gain per trade, it's been phenomenal to these small traders, these small followers I have.
So I want to talk about the noise. For instance, let's talk about December. In December, we had a coronavirus still readily running through, presidential election going on, Supreme Court decisions. How were you able to focus on everything?
Yeah, it was crazy. You know, in December, you know, we had the presidential election in November. I mean, Gabe, do you know who was president in December?
In December, no, we did not.
We didn't even know who was president. Like, it's craziness. You know, on December 21st, Johns Hopkins came out and said coronavirus cases surpassed 18 million cases. That's 5% of the United States, with over 300,000 deaths. So we don't have a vaccine. We still have coronavirus. We don't have people leaving their house. We don't even know who the president is. But that doesn't mean there's not opportunities if you stay in the present and focus on your trading right now.
So with that being said, in December, I'm willing to bet you're able to find some opportunities.
Yeah, so what came back? We came back to the tech sector. Just by following the smart money in the first couple days, we can see opportunities all month. And this month, we saw huge opportunities once again in the tech sector. Twitter, 159% profit in 1 day. Vuzi, they do the glasses for Apple, 65% profit in 7 days. So the sector rotation was on, and by following the smart money, we could follow them in to these trades. And you can see here at the bottom, we include our losers too. We don't strip away the losers because there's going to be losing trades. But if you just stay with the plan, the strategy, we've had a 71% win rate over the last 8.5 months.
And then in January, we started to see something happen. January is typically somewhere where you can return 5 times or you can get 5 times your returns. Was this true for you?
Yeah, once again, tech sector was hot. And you go to the one right in the middle. You look at JP Morgan, you know. What did you think JP Morgan does, Gabe?
They're banking.
Well, people think that they're banking. But now with the crypto craze, that's kind of a play on Bitcoin. Bitcoin is technology. They're starting a crypto trading desk. JP Morgan's getting in a blockchain. So using the tech sector, Vuzi, we just saw that in the last slide, 38% profit in that. Lyft, they don't own any cars. That's a technology play, 43%. JP Morgan is a bank, yes, but they've shifted into the tech sector. 290% profit in JP Morgan in just 7 days. So the sector rotation was on, and we saw huge profits that month.
Now, here in February, we had quite a bit going on between energy crisis in your neck of the woods and then Robinhood CEOs on Capitol Hill later on that month. How were you able to get through all that noise?
Yeah, I mean, February, same thing. Like, there's always going to be something that the talking heads thinks is going to derail the market, right? Is it going to be interest rates? Is it going to be the election? Is it going to be a coronavirus? Is it going to be a vaccine? But you can't listen to all the noise, okay? That is why most people lose money trading. They focus on what they see on TV. They're getting paid to create drama on TV. So in February, here's what my formula uncovered. We saw sector rotation in consumer staples. First day of the month, we saw hedge funds plow money into noodles, NDLS. And, you know, if you can't leave your house, what do? What'd you do when you couldn't leave your house for a couple months?
Oh, I was building quite a bit of furniture around our house for the wife.
Home Depot HD 90% in less than 1 day. No one's leaving the house. They have a lot of projects to do. They go to Home Depot to buy all their goods. So consumer staples was the sector rotation that we saw on. And once again, we're always going to include those losers because not every trade is going to be a winner. But keep that win rate in mind, 71%.
Now, Andrew, with winning like this is kind of unheard of. Obviously, we don't win every time, but best traders shoot around 50%. But here you are and we are at 71%. How has this been able to work so well for you?
Yeah, here's the thing. Volatility creates opportunity, and volatility is everywhere. Volatility helps us for the need for flexibility and speed in our trading. And I'm going to share with you the 4-prong system that allows me to capture such huge gains. With the right formula, anything is possible. My formula is unlike anything out there, and it's all thanks to a very few special indicators. Are you ready for me to reveal it, Gabe?
Sure am.
Okay, the first thing that matters is float. Let me explain this to you. There's 2 things that are important. There's shares outstanding. That's the amount of shares that are available. Then the float. That's the amount of shares available to trade. So we're looking for companies with a very low float. So let me explain this to you. Let's see, I'm from Chicago. Let's say you two was going to go play in Soldier Field, and there's 50,000 tickets. It wouldn't be hard to get those tickets, right?
No, not at all.
Let's say you two announces a special show at the Cubby Bear, which is right by across from Wrigley Field. And they say, hey, we have 500 tickets available, when they know they can sell out 50,000. So if they only have 500 tickets available instead of 50,000, what's going to happen to the price of those tickets?
It's going to go up. Has to.
Right. So those tickets that might sell at Soldier Field that are 50,000 tickets, those might sell for $100. But if there's only 500 tickets, then they're going to sell for $5,000. And that's exactly why float matters. We're looking for a basket of stocks where the amount of shares available to trade is very low versus the shares out there. So that is the first thing that matters, is float. Let's go to the second prong of the 4-prong system. In most of my systems, I only have 2 prongs. Well, in this system, I'm giving you a 4-prong system, which is a quadruple confirmation system. The next thing is market capitalization we need for movement, okay? We want to get rid of a lot of these penny stocks and illiquid stocks. So we're eliminating all the companies with a market cap under $100 million because that means they're really risky. We don't want risky investments. We want investments that are very liquid. We don't want any penny stocks. And that's the second part of our 4-prong system. The next thing we look for is the magic number for EPS. Let's talk about what EPS is. EPS is earnings per share. So we take how much the company makes, we divide it into their share price. We are looking for companies that are growing very, very fast. We're looking for an EPS growth of 20% year over year. That means their earnings divided by their share price has increased 20% over the last year.
So, Andrew, real quick, I just want to butt in. So I'm assuming the recommendation or the pick that you're getting ready to give us is going to have an EPS of at least 20% year over year?
Yeah, I can't give away the recommendation yet, but we'll show you on the chart how amazing the growth on the recommendation we're going to give you.
Perfect.
So the last thing on our 4-prong system is relative strength indicator, RSI. So basically, you don't have to know the mathematical equation. All you have to know is RSI is between 0 and 100, okay? If it's below 30, the company's oversold. We don't want to trade those companies. If it's above 70, it's overbought. We don't want to trade those either. So we're looking for a sweet spot between 30 and 70, and that is our 4-prong system.
Now, performance is everything, ladies and gentlemen. Some of the top recommendations that Andrew's had: 205% on Gilead in one day, 159% on Twitter in one day, Hua 135%, PFSI in 11 days 103%, CVM in 26 days 107%. Remember, we have a 71% win rate with this service currently, averaging 47% per play, and you're doing this in the 13-day average hold time. Now, these big winners, they look great and everything, but the small gains are also what matters too. So when we're looking at this, we can see we made on Gilead in 3 days 55.66%. Could you imagine putting $1,000 into that trade later on that week? You're looking at an extra $550 into your account. We even have 21.65% on count in 1 day. Again, small gains matter too. Even if it's 21%, 19%, 16% on SYY in 1 day.
I've got my eye on the next booming sector. Are you ready for it, Gabe?
I sure am. I can't wait.
Okay, let's pull up a chart. Okay, as you look at this chart, what do you see on the top left? I'm going to walk you through this chart. What does it say?
It says United States oil EPS.
Okay, so United States oil EPS, and then it says right after that EPS growth. So if you remember part of our four-prong system, we're looking for earnings per share growth of at least 20% year over year. As we look at this chart, let's start on the way left, on the bottom. From 2017 to 2018, does that go up or down?
Down.
2018 to 2019.
We're going down.
2019 to 2020.
Keep going down.
Then we see 2020 to 2021.
It went up quite a bit.
Quite a bit is an understatement. And we were talking about an earnings per share growth of 20% year over year. What is that number on the top right where that bar chart ends, basically?
That is 1,400%.
1,400%. What was the EPS growth we were looking for?
20% plus.
20%. And think about this. Oil EPS growth is so high because more or less people haven't left their houses. So we have seen less cars on the road, less people traveling, so airlines aren't using oil. But this growth is 1,400%. And I've got a trade I'm going to share with you today, right now. And you can get into this trade for less than $50. How does that sound?
Sounds great. I'm excited to hear it.
So here is your trade. Action to take. Buy to open. Halliburton. Ticker symbol HAL. July 16th, 2021. 25 calls for no more than 43 cents. Profit targets, sell 50% at 65. Set your final profit target at 85. And there's always a chance that Halliburton could gap higher, which could give us even higher profits. So you can get in this trade for less than $50.
Andrew, it's been great seeing you. Thanks for the awesome recommendation. Excited to see how our customers and followers take advantage of that. As always, I'll see you at another day.
Thanks, Gabe. Thanks for having me on.
Of course, not a problem. Talk to you, Andrew. Let me take you inside, ladies and gentlemen. This is our super options service with a 71.11% track record of winning trades versus losing trades, averaging 47% per trade. Let me go over what this is all going to entail. Andrew will be giving you the evaluations of the signals, selecting only the best of the best to determine the best way for you guys to profit and for you to benefit. He's going to evaluate each of the signals that we just went over with the float, the earnings per share, our RSI being between 30 and 70, and our market cap. So he's going to go over those, and he's going to be selecting the best of the best trades that fit into those four categories that follow all four of those problem methods. Now, with the Super Options membership, what you'll receive are the Super Options alerts. You'll get these trade alerts sent to your inbox with the instructions that are super easy to follow. There's no butterflies, spreads. This is just straight calls and puts. And even better is you can get a text alert telling you, hey, look at your email for your latest recommendation. And by the way, these aren't the kind of trades where you need thousands of dollars. The fact is these trades are costing right around $100 a trade, even less. Now, as we obviously give out the trade alerts, we also give out the X alerts. We call them our net worth boosted alerts. So that in this time, Andrew will tell you when to exit a trade. As you can just see, BHC just hit 100% gains. So he sent that out to readers, letting them know, hey, time to get out of the trade. Let's collect our 100% returns. So you'll get those as well as the follow-up emails letting you know how they've done for the week. Now, one of the bigger things we touched on with Andrew in the beginning was the education side. He's very passionate on educating individuals to learn to trade on their own. So with this, you'll be able to learn from Andrew, and he's going to give you his exclusive options course that will teach you how to understand options, because the biggest part of options trading is just understanding the language, what buy to open means, what sell to close means, and so on. But he'll dive into this, going over this with this course, and helping you learn and get through to where you're eventually trading right alongside with him in his super options membership. Now, we've gone over it already, but the results are really what's driving us here today. You had Jessica L. say she turned $710 into $3,295, a 364% gain in just one day. Jake B. I grew my account from $25,000 to just under $41,000 in 6 weeks. Wow. In 1 month, I booked $10,000 in profit. Started with $3,690. Great job, Chrissy. Great trading. Gary A. In one day, I made $423 gain. In one day, ladies and gentlemen. Results are what's driving us here today, because in 8.5 months, we've had a 71% win rate with a 47.7% average return. Winners, losers combined. So we can see here that Ben B made 413% gain in one day from turning $518 into $2,660. Wow, good job, Ben. 400% in 3 days. I turned $1,900 into $9,748. Wow. Chris R., awesome job. Oh, could you imagine what you could do with an extra $8,000 roughly in your bank account? Turned $6,889 into $15,489 1 day later. Mike C. says that. Wow, Mike, great job. So let's recap this real quick. We talked about the hottest sector for the upcoming month, the oil sector. We talked about how Andrew can identify these opportunities by engaging in criteria we talked about today and getting through all the noise. And Andrew's doing all the heavy lifting for you to where he's presenting you the opportunities. You're not actually having to do the searches, looking at charts or anything like that. He's doing all the heavy lifting. And we actually handed you a recommendation that could hand you 300% or more in a matter of days with our Super Options membership. So that's why we wanted to take this time out to invite you all to join our Super Options membership, where Andrew's going to give you 100 trades over the next 12 months. We'll let you know when the price to get in is and when to get out. And remember, all these trades are under $100 a trade. And the best part is you don't have to waste time sitting in front of your computer trying to do the research on your own. If you want to go golfing, go golfing. You want to go fishing, go fishing. You want to go out to a nice date or date lunch with your wife, go for it. Go out with friends, you can do that. We're going to send you a text alert. You can sign up for text alerts where we'll send you a text saying, hey, open up your email. Andrew sent out his latest alert. So that way you're not glued to the computer screen for hours on end doing the research on your own. We're doing all the heavy lifting for you. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to give you a chance to sign up for this service. The Super Options usually is cost right around $5,000 per year. But today, since you joined us for this opportunity, we're going to open up this at a significant discount. And folks, you've seen it. You can make the subscription cost back in a matter of days. In fact, with the average return of 47.7%, if you put $1,000 into every trade, you can make this up in almost 3 trading days to pay off your subscription with just 3 trades. Now, I'm getting questions if there's a guarantee with this service. This is a non-refundable purchase. However, there is a performance guarantee, which we stand by. We guarantee that you'll see a 20 triple-digit winners in the next 12 months. If not, you get every penny of your subscription back. In fact, call me. My name is Gabe, and I'll refund the entire $14.95 back to you. And yes, I'm still on the phones. Well, folks, that's all I have for today. I hope you enjoyed the presentation with Andrew and myself. Now, with the price, this guarantee, paired with a phenomenal track record, this great, I just want to emphasize, this is real trades. This is real money, ladies and gentlemen. These are not projected gains. There's not back-tested data. No, it's real trades, and you have the opportunity to get in on the next one. So please click the link, call me, whichever's easier. Me and my team will get you set up.